Like business is a copycat world, guys. There's always somebody who sees something that is working, and then they take it and add their
flavor
spice
and
to it.
touch to
Yeah.
it. They're gonna be
So
take it.
yeah, don't be desperate for money, but finding new ways to make money. Look at what you have. Look at some of your skills and your talents, and then use that, guys. Like as the economy is going up, we need the coins now. We cannot just rely on people alone and
Yeah.
just rely on our parents or whatever inheritance. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What it do, what it does. My name is Bonankau,
And you're chilling with Dudet Uncle, aka the handsome twin.
the one that thinks he's handsome, but he ain't handsome. What it do? Yeah, so today's topic, we're going to be talking a little bit about being versatile as young people, the economy where we are today, and the importance of having multiple streams of income.
Yeah. No, definitely because entrepreneurs in general, especially a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they have six income streams. The average millionaire has six income streams, and there's a specific reason for that.
Yeah.
Because you get situations where, with a lot of people, for example, you have maybe one specific job, and if you lose that job, it's like done. You don't have any other source of income to fall back on. And
Yeah.
I think we've also seen with COVID, you know, how a lot of people thought that I'm gonna have this job forever. This is the type of job that I have, and you know, a lot of people lost their jobs during COVID. So
Yeah.
it's very important as a person to have more than one streams of income, because yeah, like I said, anything can happen, and you need to be able to have other things that can help sustain
Yeah.
you while you're maybe looking for
Yeah.
a job or something like that, you know?
Yeah, and it's not even just about having six incomes because for some people
It's a
it'll
lot,
take a
yeah.
while. But just like your income, everything takes time. The most important thing would be to have like one solid your main solid business, which is not just
Or
business,
income,
but
yeah.
your main solid income. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're in finance, whether you're at the mine, wherever it is that you're working, have that base, but you also need to start having other sources of income, and you can have this by using your talents. Some people are very good like photography, some people are good with videographers, some people are in high prominent positions but they are good DJs. So some people have seen that he'll have a main job during the week and then on the weekend he's doing something else. So we just have to be versatile like that as young people. I think the economy right now needs more than anything to be versatile.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with that, you obviously have to work on things like your skills. You know, there's specific skills that you can work on that would allow you to have different streams of income. For example, he mentioned a photographer. If I'm a photographer, I'm gonna look towards having maybe teaching myself how to edit videos and maybe teaching myself how to do posters, so that you can offer more than one service, and you
Yeah.
can also be known as a versatile photographer or a versatile person. Because you know, with especially with people like us employers, we look towards the skills that the specific person has. Like, what
Yeah.
skills do you have? Do you just only have one skill, or are you the type of person that if I employ you, I know that you could do maybe two or three things within my business? It
Yeah.
also makes you valuable as a person if you have more than one skill, and if you also work on, you know, enhancing those skills to make sure that you add more value towards yourself. Because if you add more value, you can ask for more money, you can charge more,
Yeah.
you know. So you get situations where someone's in a specific job for 20, 30 years of their life, and they were doing the same thing just
Yeah.
throughout, and there was nothing else they could. The salary was the same, and
Yeah.
the job spec was the same. You didn't do more.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't add more skills to make yourself more valuable, to be able to say to your boss or to whoever, like, yo, I think I'm gonna need a little bit of a raise because I've improved this specific skill, you know. So
And
I
it's
think,
not like our parents' time where like one of your parents has one job holding down like three, four children, taking you to school, buying you this and that's times have changed in such a way that now we have Mjolo. Like I think Mjolo is like very expensive,
yeah,
We know also with a lot of young girls, or I've seen also the stigma is yes, women must give men money, right?
no,
But
men must be women.
no, like men must give women money. But as a young guy who just started working, I'm 25. Where do I get the money to sustain myself, sustain my bills? Rent, car, whatever it is, lifestyle, whatever it is, and still have to give your hand money because I mean, women obviously have to look beautiful. So as a guy, it is your role, not necessarily a must, but you also want to be able to help your girl where you can. So that's why
And
some,
your family, not just your
not
girl.
just your girl. Hey, man,
You know, some
sometimes we
people
put
also
girls first. Eh?
people look at girls first. Your woman, take care of your woman, whatever. But you also gotta take care of
Black tax.
you know people at home, like your mom, your siblings. You know,
Yeah.
so
So
that
that's why it's
yeah,
important to be able to just diverse, be able to do more things. You know, you can be a barber, you can, you can be a photographer, you can be a DJ, whatever it is, but you don't have to necessarily do one thing. A lot of young people, we always say, no, we don't have time, we don't have this, we don't have this. But what do you actually spend your time on? Sometimes you just sitting the whole day, you're playing FIFA. You could have done
Netflix,
something
yeah,
online. Nowadays
course,
people,
yeah,
yeah, nowadays people will pay you to do like an online survey. You do an online survey, you got paid. There's many ways to get money, so we just have to think outside the box.
yeah. We have to think outside the box. It's very true. For example, we have a friend. He's an accountant, chartered accountant, but he also is very passionate about dogs. So he breeds and sells dogs.
Yeah,
Shout out to Busha if you're watching this.
yeah,
He breeds and sells dogs, so that's an extra income for him. So he's not just an accountant, but every weekend or whenever or on the side he has a business that he's moving dogs and he's
yeah,
selling dogs. And that's something very sustainable because you could get with just that business of dogs, he could be paying a lot of his bills,
yeah,
majority of his bills, and he doesn't maybe need to tap into his salary that he gets, or his
yeah,
salary could be the money that he saves.
yeah,
Also we also talk a lot about saving money as people. So sometimes you need to also have an income that you can just save. Like this is
yeah.
an income that I'm saving, not using it, but from this side hustle or from this business, this income I'm gonna literally just gonna come in and stay in my
Yeah.
account.
I
So
saw somewhere that it says it's easier to make more money than it is to save money.
yeah,
So I think also that our mindset should be like
how do we make more?
you need to have like that type of mindset that identifies opportunities. Like with me, I own a business. We own a business. I also saw the gap in being able to register businesses for other people. So
Yeah,
one of the services that I offer, which is like a side hustle to me, I register companies for people. So I will charge like 1,000 rand. So imagine now I register 10 companies, or let's say 30 companies in a month. That's 30,000 rand from
extra.
something that
Yeah,
I kind of taught myself and how to do this. And I didn't really need me to go to school for it.
yeah,
So sometimes young people, you limit yourselves according to your education. No, I just did this thing at school, so I can only do this. Because also the tricky part about school is it teaches us also to specialize.
yeah.
So
Very
now
just
we'll be
dangerous.
specializing in one thing the whole time, and you miss out on other opportunities.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
yeah, I mean, I'm registering businesses. You sell shoes, you sell shades. I see people are selling fragrance. People who are selling iPhones, guys. Where do you guys get these iPhones? Plug
Guys,
us,
I'm a
please.
plugs, man.
Vodacom and all these things are we're spending a lot of money there. So plug us. So I see people selling fragrance. People are selling shoes. People are selling um, different things.
Avons and whatnot.
Yeah, but other people are into health. Gym people, they're selling your Herbalife, all these different type of products. So we need to also just be just beyond one income. Like if, for example, I've seen a lot of people are like, they could be good personal trainers because they've got the body, they've got the consistency at the gym, they've got the look. But some people just don't see it. Me being a personal trainer, no, I can't do that. But you're just missing out on that extra
Extra
income that you
income
could have been making.
from something you love. It's very important to make money from things that you love. Like you said, we have extra incomes and whatnot. Like for us, for example, we have Relate as a brand that we do. We have our own personal side hustles. We were working at 10 Flags, which was an extra income. We were pushing Gen Babalas, which was an extra income. And many other opportunities that come
Cafe, all
through.
these
Grand
things.
Cafe, we're doing marketing for a lot of companies. So, for example, a club would open up and I'd go to a club and say, hey, can we do the marketing for you guys? I'll come shoot videos and I'll do your posters and I'll do this and this. And these are things that we taught ourselves along the way. These
Yeah.
are things that you also have to be the type of person that can see gaps and opportunities to say, but I can actually make money out of this. It doesn't have to be that you're making 100,000 or whatever from this.
Yeah, even
Even if you're
500
making an
there,
extra
200 there,
1,000 rand or
1,000 there.
1,005 or whatever that is consistent, that is coming in from this specific income, it really goes a long way. And
Yeah.
also with salaries, like he said, specializing is very dangerous because that's all you know. Like, and that's you sort of put yourself in a box to say, no, I'm just an accountant, or no, I'm just a teacher, or whatever. You know, there's people who are selling weaves, guys. There's girls who have actual corporate jobs, but on the side, she's selling weaves.
Yo, weaves,
You know,
they
she's
make
using a
money,
social
yo.
media platform, you know, to advertise the weaves, to wear the weaves, and people, hey, where do you get the weaves, or where do you get this, and where do you get that? So it's very important because with even small things like selling hair, you could make so much money. There's people who are making money with something you'd look at and think, but there's no money in that. You know, there's
Yeah.
people who are selling things like Acha, who've made millions.
Acha put people through schools,
You know,
bro. Young kids went to
there's
schools.
people who went through
Kazaga
school
Acha.
through Acha. You know, even things like, you know, like for example, my grandfather has a sunflower business. You know, he
Sunflower farming.
sunflower farming, you know. So with something like that, somebody would look at it like, sunflower farming, what's that? But with him, it's a generational business or legacy business that has put even his grandkids through school and through helping his kids, you know. So we need to also look at legacy businesses. What type of businesses can you put in place, or what type of incomes can you put in place that are like generational, that, you know, even somebody, your child and your child's child might be able to eat from that, you know. So we
Yeah.
also, even just us as business people, we need to focus on building businesses that survive and you know, they last longer than you.
Yeah, because another thing is that, you know, as young people, we've got a lot of time. We've got the privilege of social media. You know, social media, the nice thing about it, you can just do something online and it can spread across the country, can spread across
Viral.
international. People are making money off TikToks. People are making money off Facebook. Facebook is paying people now to shoot content, you know. So if I'm an artist, the other thing I would do is I would become like a producer. I would own also an events company, because you gotta hire out sound. You gotta be diverse in such a way that, because a lot of problems in life, marriage, friendships, personal, whatever it is, a lot of problems are caused by finances. You know, if you look back at the root of a lot of, like, one of the number one causes of something like divorce is finances. So as people, we need to recognize that finances play a major part in our life. So we need to also think of innovative ways to bring finances to us. I mean, like, we also want to go to the trips, Dubai. We also want to go you know, buy yourself nice clothes, do all these things. You can't always be that person who envies and says, hey, one day, or hanga tshwara lotto, because go tshwara lotto, my guy, you know, it's a small chance.
Yeah.
So we need to find things that we are good at, do a little bit of research on them. Even something like as small as FIFA, man. Somebody organizes a FIFA tournament and makes money off FIFA, you know.
Yeah, there's people who've done stuff like
I know people who've done like FIFA tournaments. He bought a PlayStation, he bought maybe one or two PlayStations, TVs, then he did a FIFA tournament and he started making money. So it's literally, money is within the things that we see every day. Some people are just not awake to see the opportunity in it.
Yeah, you gotta be able to see the opportunity and find it and look for it also, you know, because sometimes opportunities don't always come to you. You gotta, for example, like with us, our brand, we're a clothing brand and we do this, but we also provide clothing manufacturing services to schools, companies, and other brands. So another part of our business is providing a service for other people who are looking for those specific services. So
Yeah.
schools make clothes and they need uniform, companies need uniform, and they need, you know, branding, they need printing, they need all of that. So we also thought, let's diversify and not just
Don't
have
limit
our
it to
clothing
one.
brand, you know, be the
Yeah.
main source of
In
income.
that way, we're not limited.
We're
We
not
don't
limited,
depend
you
on
know.
it
So
alone.
sometimes you could get a very big order from a school or a company looking for uniform. Hey, we want 100 puffer jackets or whatever. That is a big income that comes to our account, and it also helps our business. You know, it helps us now be able to use the profits from that to invest in our actual business. So it's very important. You know, you get people who are very good at baking. So why not also teach people how to bake as a service we provide? Why not create your own design ya dikuku or brand ya dikuku or, you know, muffin brand or
Different thing. And I think also
different
another
stuff,
thing,
you
as
know?
black people, we've slept on. One business that I personally feel like black people have slept on is catering. Guys, catering. People can organize a wedding without even know how many people are gonna come, and the food will be enough, and you know, everybody will be well fed. You know, so catering is one of these businesses that I feel like, as not just young, as black people, we've just slept on it. People can cook out here, and if we actually took the time to be more in the kitchen, because sometimes life or family, whatever, pushes you to go do something that is more safe, like go to school and go be an engineer, because engineering is the more safest route. But yeah, man, you could be making that same amount if you were just cooking. You spoke about the clothing, like we started as a clothing brand, we expanded to being a clothing manufacturer. Now we're also expanding to say, why don't we offer people services to teach them how to sew? Then it's also another income stream for us. So now it's already three income streams within one business that just diversified itself. So obviously, as they say, the more you learn, the more you earn. First you learn, then you remove the L.
And honestly, with saying that, we're gonna be the only brand or the only company in South Africa that is a clothing brand in one, clothing manufacturer in one, and a sewing school. There's no other business or brand that's ever done that. And it takes time for us to think about things like this. And as the brand grows and as we grow financially and the opportunities come, we're gonna also be able to think about what else can we get into.
Yeah.
But obviously, the what's the saying? Don't be a master of what? Don't be
A jack of all trades, but a master of none.
So sometimes don't obviously try and do too many things where you're not really good at one thing.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like we're contradicting ourselves, but
I feel like
master something,
one,
then move to something. Master this, move to something. Master this, then you move to something. Just be able to add. Like my main thing is like, how do you need to always ask yourself a question: how do I make myself more valuable? That is the main question you gotta ask. Like, how do I get paid more at work? How do I get paid more in my business? How do I get paid more for this and that? So we need to really think about things like that and work on making yourself valuable. Making yourself valuable requires a lot of investment into yourself. I was reading something or saw something on YouTube where they said, I think LeBron James spends, is it 100 million, or I don't know how much the figure was, but he spends that money on himself, like on not on clothes and not on cars and stuff, but on like his personal development in terms of taking care of his body, making sure he has the right nutrition, making sure that things like that. So a huge part of successful people is being able to spend a lot of money on your personal development. We're always so quick to spend money to go buy shoes. Hey, that Nike shoes were 2.5 or whatever. Let's go spend 2.5 on that. But are you able to spend that 2.5 on maybe a seminar that you could attend to go learn something? Or people don't even buy books. Like you could go buy a book for 400 rand, and that book you're getting information worth millions.
Yeah.
That maybe that person who's if you, for example, if you read a book written by Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or whoever the successful person that you look up to, this is like sitting next to them and they're telling you the game. They like telling you how they did this and the mistakes and challenges they went through. So
Yeah.
I think, guys, it's very important to invest in reading high quality books and don't mind to pay. Like some of the things you're paying for is your own personal development. You shouldn't only pay for materialistic
times,
things or good times or flights or trips. You need to sometimes be paying. This is money is going to me and it's not external. It's not something I'm paying for. We get to experience this or weekend if I did it and the money's gone. It's like, yo, you've paid money for
Lifetime.
something that is lifetime knowledge that you can pass down to other people. Even things like paying for the gym membership. People would complain, the gym is 500 rand, dude. You're paying 500 rand to take care of your body. Your body is the most important, thing that you have. It's where you live before you
Yeah.
live in a house. So
Yeah.
things like that are super important.
Yeah, with everything also that comes back to money comes back to personal development. Like, how much are you investing in your own personal growth to be able to see the opportunities when they come? Because of the amount of books we've read, maybe the amount of times we've done research and went to seminars, went to business expos, went to this, we can identify opportunities. So if you don't take the time to learn and invest in yourself, you'll always be that person who's blind to opportunities. You don't see opportunities because you didn't take the time to invest in yourself being able to be a person who sees opportunities. And the thing also about young people is, yes, guys, we need to be able to make money, but don't chase money in such a way that you chasing money by doing things that are not really aligned with who you are. Sometimes as young people, like you're sitting at home, you're not working, approach that company, approach the organization, whatever, the people you want to work with, but sometimes offer to work for free. it's not always free. Is not always free. Free pays in the long run. Sometimes you're sitting at home, instead of just sitting at home, just go approach that company, whatever, and say, look, I know maybe you guys might not have the budget to be hiring right now, but I'm willing to work for free for the first month so that I can prove my worth. Sometimes the whole thing is like be inside.
Get
Just
inside.
the main objective is to be inside. Once you're inside, you know the decision makers, you know the people that kind of have the final authority. And once you have those people, then you know who is controlling the coins.
Yeah, study the game. Once you're inside, like you mentioned. I mean, we used to do that a lot. I remember in Joburg, there was a club called Recharge. It's
Yeah.
called D48 now.
Yeah.
When we went there the first time when it was just, there was nothing at that club. Like it
Yeah.
was still, still new.
The
We
owner
went-
has just
he just started. So we went to the owner and we asked him like, hey, can we work for free for the first month to show you what we can do, and then from there we can see what we do. Because sometimes if you come in and say already, no, I want you to pay me, for example, 10,000. Someone's looking at it like, but I don't know this person, I don't know their value, I don't know. Then they decline you because they had not seen the value.
What
But
you can do,
if
yeah.
you come in for free for the first month and you prove your value, you can even start at 20,000, because now this employer or specific person cannot afford to lose you because they've seen, okay, but this person brings a lot of value.
Yeah.
So that is very important for people. Like you said, if you're sitting at home and it's been months and it's been years, you're not getting anything. Sometimes go work for free so that you can get the experience. Because sometimes with jobs or when you apply for things, they'll be like, where's your experience, or what experience do you have, and you have none. So sometimes don't be afraid to go and ask, can I work for free for the first month or two, just so you can also learn and see and get the experience. So by the time you
Yeah.
actually things are working out for you, then you have that experience. I remember like there's a girl that I know. I mean, black people rata magwenya. We love magwenyas. There's this
Yeah.
girl that I know through COVID. She's one of, well, I was really inspired by her business also. She went and she got kind of getting the recipe of magwenya. She like when it's like ready-made magwenyas, instant sort of recipe thing, and she packaged it and it's like nice. It looks nice. I think it's called bread box, if I'm not mistaken. So she did that, and she sells that ready-made like magwenya or ready mix thing, so that when you get home, you just throw it in the oil or whatever. Because she's done the job for you, and people like that. That's how you make money. You convenience. Like
Yeah.
if you think about something like Uber or Bolt or whatever,
Somebody saw
that company is successful because somebody saw the gap to say, how can I make life convenient for people? If you can think about how to make life convenient for people, you're going to make money, because people are willing to pay for convenience. People are willing to pay. I mean, a lot of people won't climb taxis because it's Bolt. I mean, Bolt will take you from your house, from your gate, and it will drop you exactly where you're going. Whereas a taxi, you have to go and look to the taxi and climb the taxi, go somewhere, and you might not even get off where you need to go. So
Yeah.
the reason why brands or companies like Bolt and Uber are so successful is that you're paying for convenience. So also look for ways that you can make things more convenient for people, and they'd be willing to pay.
Yeah, guys, it's also about like one thing as young people, the older people, they are kind of like sorted, but some of them did. But pride also, guys, when it comes to money, hey, you must put your pride aside. Some of you guys are popular on Instagram, or you're popular in high school or varsity, or you drive this, whatever. But because of your popularity won't allow you, or you are hot, or maybe you're a beautiful woman, but you have this ego or this pride to say, no, I can't be seen doing that, I can't be seen doing that. But then we also miss out on opportunities. I mean, something as small as selling cigarettes, like selling cigarettes at Groove, like at night, not necessarily like when it's still going on, but some people have seen they sold like cigarettes that you can find for R2. I'm not sure how much cigarettes are, but at Groove, somebody will sell cigarettes for R5. So it's just somebody who's seeing that opportunity to say, yeah, the cigarettes are there, but I mean, imagine the person who thought of this concept, the habli, where you just sit down at a club or whatever, and somebody comes and they serve you habli.
It's already mixed and
they charge you like
everything's
200 a cop. You know what I mean? And you're gonna end up smoking how many cops in a night, especially if you're with the mamas there. She's gonna wanna smoke, and you know what I mean. So you need to open up yourself. You need to learn so that you can open up yourself to income. Like you won't just wake up one day and you have all this money in your account unless your parents left you inheritance, whatever. But we've been hustling. When we went to D48, not D48, Recharge, we asked them, can we work for 4 weeks for free? Then we also went to Kentari. Can we work 4 weeks for free? You know what I mean? Now we're managing 2 clubs. On Thursday we had Kentari. On Friday we had Recharge. Even we were looking to say, where else can we go? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that time we doing marketing for Recharge. We're doing marketing for Kentari. We're selling Khen Babalas. We're pushing Relate.
And flags.
We're pushing Botan Flags. We like there's so many. What is it? Summer Fiesta. There's so many things that we're so
So
involved
many
in. Yeah.
incomes. Yeah.
So just diversify yourself also as a young person. Don't just be this. This is the
limit
only
yourself,
way
yeah.
I'm doing it. You know.
And even you could work on existing businesses or existing products and just mark it up. Don't, like you said, I mean, you could go buy cigarettes and then at night you go sell them for an extra 3-4 rand, or you could go buy a Hubley, or maybe in your area or where you're from, the Hubley business is not there yet in the clubs or whatever. So you look towards taking that opportunity. Sometimes you could take an idea somebody has and just go implement it somewhere else, and that's how you could build a business. Not always about I need to start a business from scratch, think about this and this and this. Sometimes take someone's idea and go implement it somewhere else.
Yeah, like business is a copycat world, guys. There's always somebody who sees something that is working, and then they take it and add their
Flavor
spice
and
to
touch
it. Yeah.
to it. Yeah, don't obviously
So
take it.
yeah,
And,
don't be desperate for money, but finding new ways to make money. Look at what you have, look at some of your skills and your talents, and then use that, guys. Like as the economy is going up, we need the coins now. We cannot just rely on people alone and
Yeah.
just rely on our parents or whatever inheritance. Let's be young, let's be creative, let's use things like AI. Let's just think out of the box and let's make money, guys.
So yeah, the last thing I want to say is just upskill yourself. Make sure that you work on your skills and make yourself more valuable, and you're gonna make more money. So
Yeah, don't chase the coins.
that's
This
it.
is episode 4. Thank you to everybody.
Don't
who-
chase the
Don't chase the coins. Yeah, don't chase the coins. But
Make
the
yourself
coins
more
will come to
valuable.
you. When you're available, you'll get the coins. You know.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up episode 4, guys, thank you for everybody who's been watching. We're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep creating and just sharing some of our vision and our knowledge. Please like and subscribe. Please keep following, guys. We're gonna do some crazy stuff.
And yeah, peace out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.
As they say, what do we say? What do we say?
And also before you say that, don't just take the information, apply it.
Yeah, write it down. Don't just listen because things just pass through.
Yeah.
We are here.